What up, Track friends? I'm Coach Tony here with another Gymnastics Weekly Training Tip, and today, we're in the house. What up, Track friends? I'm Coach Tony here with another Gymnastics Weekly Training Tip, and today I've got a challenge for you. I've got my Addy Beam. I'm trying to find 10 conditioning ideas. All right, we saved the best for last. This is my favorite thing to do: build obstacle courses. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah, we got curlettes, we got our hot spots, we got booster block, we got our Addy Beam, we got tumbling mats, we got build a mat. We even made a little barrel at the end. I've got my build a mat, and we're gonna get creative with it. Check it out. Because it's got the carpet overlay, I was able to throw some Velcro sticky manipulatives on top of it. So I've got my R for right, my L for left, and now we're gonna do some full body thinking for our cartwheel drill. Check it out. Because it's so light and easy to move around, I can put this pretty much anywhere in the gym. And I'm gonna hold it behind you. You're gonna try and kick it. Split jump. Whoa. Teacher's tip: when she does her split jump, you want to hold it over her knee and not her ankle. Try again. This one takes a little bit more balance. The little ninja. 1, 2. I'm gonna step this one through. Oh, super good. So Quinn's gonna come back over here, and she's gonna hang on the bar. She's gonna stretch all the way down into her shoulder girdles here, and then hold her toes there. Now she's gonna try and stretch all the way up to candlestick. What? And then back down. Okay, let's see if she can do it on her own. Ready? And go. Oh, that was awesome. Land back on the T-trainer. Whoop. Oh. Wait, that was a little bit too high. This is a great tool to help you build some confidence for those exercises that give you a little bit of the heebie-jeebies and a few of the bumps and bruises. So a great example of that would be a handstand forward roll. So many times you go from that handstand into a roll and weird things happen. So this gives you a chance to take a lot of reps on it. I'm going to do my box pose. I've got a stool here to help me, and I'm just going to lightly transfer my weight forward and roll. Oh, you ready? Set, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Free! Ah, you won! There's lots of room in here for her hands and her head in her press. All right, so I'm going to start with a tuck jump. Quick turn. Let's do it. Well, okay. All right, so now I got to add on to that. Go. Nailed it. Okay, let's see what she's got.
Make it full split.
Full split. What? Okay, let's see. Okay, tuck. One, pedal. Full split. Not a chance. Okay, I'm going to give it a whirl, but of course the best is if you go hollow, tight arch, and if you don't use your hands or your feet. I don't think it's going to happen. We're going to try to. Okay, he's like laying on his own.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Getting it started. Hollow, tight arch. No, I see. I couldn't even do it. Fail. For it. Whoa, that was easy. Okay, let's try it again. Got to get a little bit higher. Whoa! Third time's the charm. I don't think I can reach any higher. Oh, that was great. Oh. Okay, here we go. Ready? that wasn't my best turn. Here we go. Let's try again. Oh! What a great agility game, right? All right, guys. This is what I figured out how to have some fun. Now you go find some fun. And this is how we find some fun.
Bye.
Bye. Find some fun. All right, friends, go find some fun. We'll see you next time.
I love it. That was a lot of fun to watch. Well, good morning, everyone, or maybe good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're checking in from. We are so pleased to present to you the first of 4 virtual events that we are going to be hosting in 2022. As of this morning, we had 296 people registered for this event, by far our largest number. coming from all over the US, as well as Canada, Mexico, Great Britain, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. So this really is a worldwide event. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Carrie Spender, and joining me today is my co-moderator, our digital marketing strategist, Kelly Gibson. Hey, Kelly. And we'll start the presentation today by letting you know that first, we are really, really proud of our 34-year history in all movement industries. Education is a big part of what we do, as well as trying to develop the best, safest, and highest quality equipment that we can. But one of the things that we are most proud of is how we have, over our history, collaborated with lots of really great industry professionals like Coach Tony, and those types of collaborations are so valuable to us and allow us to bring content like this to you today. But before I introduce the star of our show, I wanted to give you a few tips for viewing our presentation. So up at the top right screen, if you're on a desktop, you'll see that there is a view button, and we're going to be popping in and out of both our presentation and then a live view with Coach Tony. So you might want to use that view button to make sure that you stay up with all the action. But if you're on digital, maybe you're familiar with Zoom, that you can just slide right or left to change your screen view, depending on what's going on with us today. So today during the presentation, we will be giving out some random door prizes. This is a combination, our door prize is a combination of a $50 Tumble Track gift voucher and also a copy of this book. So a friend of Tumble Track wrote and illustrated this book. It's called Perfectly Imperfect Mira, and it releases next week. We are so excited about it for this author and illustrator. The title really does say a lot about what the book is about, and I'm sure you are going to love it as much as we do. So I see most of you are muted. I love seeing some of your cameras on. Feel free to use your camera if you'd like. And also the chat feature down below, you can add any questions in the chat. We'll be moderating that during the entire presentation. At the end, we will have a Q&A for Coach Tony. So feel free to drop any questions that you might have in that chat. We'll take care of that for you. So without further ado, I'm so excited to introduce you to Coach Tony. As you saw in our opening video, that montage video, we have been working with Tony for what seems like a really, really long time. Our first live video together was March 2020. And as you remember, that date is pretty significant for us in the world. But we started our Homnastics series in March 2020. And 2 years later, we have produced so many different videos. And I hope you've enjoyed them. And I hope that you will enjoy today's presentation, a little bit different, Camp Prep 101. So I am excited to introduce Coach Tony Clarno.
What up, Tumble Track friends? I'm Coach Tony, and I'm the founder of Ninja Monkey Gym, the creator of the Achieve Sleeve, and just a huge fan of Tumble Track. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today. I was a high-level gymnast. I was a martial artist. I've been a coach for over 25 years, and this is probably the most fun I've ever had inside of what it is that I do, okay? Right now I wear lots of hats. I'm the father of 3 just absolutely adorable little boys, my little ninjas. I'm a program designer, I'm a manager, I'm a wannabe YouTuber, all these silly things. But this is where I find the most fun. So I wanna give a couple shout outs as we get started. First of all, I want to shout out to Gemini Gymnastics Academy in beautiful LaGrange, Illinois. That's where we're coming to you live from today. This place is amazing. It's clean, it's kind, it cares about kids. It does everything that a beautiful business inside of our industry should do. And we're just absolutely thrilled we get a chance to hang out with you here today from LaGrange. Okay, obviously you got to shout out Tumble Track. It's so cool to be able to come to all of you live across all of the places. So we want to thank you, of course, for that opportunity to hang out with you. Okay, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Today, we're going to talk about all the things, okay? Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about why camps rock. We're going to talk about what you're selling. We're going to talk about structure, how that's the king of what you do inside of your business. We're going to talk about making sure that you have a pregame ritual. We're going to talk about action-based setups, all the things, okay? But first, let's talk about why you host camps. Okay, 2 reasons why you host camps. You probably already know this, but revenue. And number 2 is marketing. Now, the revenue side, we can check out pretty easy because, you know, money. Duh. Obviously, we have the summer slump. We want to figure out how to bring in new revenue. The marketing thing is a little bit deeper than people want to necessarily think at the first part. Like, for example, here's a little gym hack for you. Okay, so we start off with a little gym hack. Marketing isn't just to your clients or to future clients. You're actually marketing to future employees. Okay, so a lot of times my clients will come to me and they'll say, hey, where do we find coaches? And I say, oh my goodness, I have a great way to help you find coaches. Start with your camps. Okay, right now at Gemini Gymnastics, we have 7 ninja coaches. We have 150 ninjas, and 7 is actually kind of more than we need. So we started teaching our ninja coaches tumbling and gymnastics. We actually started being able to give them other responsibilities. Okay, and one of the ways that we did it is we found that camps. If you can find the kids that right now are finishing up their school curricular activities, extracurricular activities, right? They're probably knocking on your door and saying, oh my goodness, I need a summer job, right? That's probably happening right about now or in the next month, right? Here is your marketing. Giving them a seasonal job is the opportunity for you to try and convert them into a year-long employee, right? If you have great structures, if there's a lot of fun that you're having inside of your facility, if your culture is wonderful, then the result is these young employees are going to think, hey, I want to work here all year. I can only give you 2 days a week. Well, what if you get 3 of them to say, I can only give you 2 days a week? Oh my goodness. Now you found all of these employees. They're going to sub for each other because they're going to have this relationship that they built at an awesome camp that you hosted because you're beautiful and fabulous. So there's your gym hack, not just marketing to your clients, but also your future employees. Okay. Now, what are you selling? This is the big marketing thing. What are you selling? Okay. Here's my opinion on it. My feeling is free time at camps is a miss. It's a big old miss. And the reason is because when you have free time at camp, what you're selling is your space and your products. But that's not necessarily what your business is. Your business is your coaches, the structures, the kindness, the nurturing that you show to kids, right? That is your business. And when you give kids free time inside of your business, well, you're not pointing up the thing that is absolutely the biggest value inside of who you are, what you do, and why you do it, which is, of course, your coaches and the connections that they made through an engaging structure and a kind system of working, right? That's your biggest sell. So that means your camps should really boost that concept. Point in case, okay? If I buy a brand new beam, it's brand new, all the money, right? Just spend all the money. And I put a child on there for 5 minutes of free time, or for free time, right? In 5 minutes, they're going to be bored. They're going to be bored. They don't know what to do. They're like, oh, it's a beam, right? And it's cool. But if I take a great coach with a great set of structures and a great tool belt to dip into, they could spend hours on that beam, hours, and have fun, engaging, wonderful experience that they're going to go home and they're going to tell all their friends about. Okay, so that is the biggest marketing opportunity for you. How are you running a structured camp with engaging coaches inside of a beautiful experience that leaves a lasting impact? That's your marketing. Because then, of course, we're going to tap into all of that good word of mouth, which is 80% of your marketing anyway, right? Kids got to come out of there happy, excited. Okay, so the structure. Structure is the king, okay? When you have a great structure inside of your camp, that means the coaches know what to do. They stay engaged from the beginning to the next station, 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 all the way to the end. And they leave super excited, happy, feeling like, man, they had the whole day where they did camps and they did, or where they did activities. They learned some stuff. They played games, right? So your structure is king. You got to get organized now. It all starts with a plan. The clearer, the better. Everybody wants to be an expert, right? Everybody wants to be an expert. Your coaches, your managers, your kids. So you put those plans together right now, and all of a sudden you're going to find that everybody loves the plan. They're going to love the plan. That's the big deal. Okay, so what you need is a vehicle for your plan. So you need things like themes, right? You need themes that say, okay, well, it is superhero week here at Gemini Gymnastics. There's our theme. Now we're going to tie everything in to a beautiful system that matches that superhero week theme. Okay, but here's the secret. Here is the secret. Your themes don't actually change much about your structure. If you have a great structure, that's great. You don't have to do much to it. You just leave it the way it is and adapt bits and pieces to your theme. So for example, a kid has to learn a handstand. Well, they get to learn a handstand. They want to learn a handstand, right? So a kid wants to learn a handstand. They got to try it 1,000 times, right? You're not going to do 1,000 different drills. You're probably going to repeat the really big ones over and over and over and over again, right? And the more times they get those reps, the better they're going to be at it. So you don't want to change the exercise. You want to change the way they experience it or the way they think about it. That is the theme change. That's how you build one structure. And no matter which week or which day or even which place they go to, that concept can stay consistent and the kids are going to grow. Okay. So last bit of it is make sure you have a reward system that leaves a lasting impact. This is the little badge band. This is what we do. We're going to talk about it throughout it. This is the way that the kid goes through the class, goes through the camp, and at every single stage, not only do they know what's coming, but they know what's expected of them. And when they conquer their challenge, they get rewarded. And then they go home and they're like, oh, I can't wait to try my strength challenge again tomorrow. What? But they're totally going to say that because I can't wait to conquer my next challenge and get my next reward. And then once again, we're building that lasting impact. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff because this is the good stuff. We've got a lot of stuff over here. Look at all this stuff, right? The first thing I want to do that actually highlights what it is that I'm talking about. Great equipment. That's awesome. Well, you should really start with great equipment that lives in all the spaces and verticals inside of your business. Okay, let me say that again. You want to get equipment, especially for camps, that's going to live in a lot of different places. So if you know me, you know I'm the ninja guy, right? And I'm going to tell you, if you want to run a ninja camp, don't go buy a giant ninja rig. Don't do it. It's a big old miss. Okay, especially if you're a dance studio, if you're a cheer studio, if you are a gymnastics gym, if you're doing all these things and you are not just a ninja gym, right? Don't use camps as your excuse to buy a bunch of ninja stuff. Use camps as your excuse to buy stuff that works everywhere. Works in your preschool classes, your tumbling classes, your gymnastics classes, your ninja classes, right? So a great example of that would be this half round, right? And everything that we're going to talk about today, all these different products that we're going to talk about, they're all going to be designed to be utilized in multiple spaces inside your business. So for example, these half rounds, they're totally awesome. They stick to Velcro or carpet bonded foam. They stick, right? So that makes them awesome for preschool, right? For balancing challenges. That makes them awesome for ninjas. You can run and do safety sticks or precision jumps onto that. You can play running games with them, right? So they're great for your teen groups where they've got to do high knees over the top of them, right? This little thing lives in all of your spaces. This is a smart purchase instead of a giant ninja rig, okay? So the things that we're going to talk about today, that's how we're going to key into it. And we're going to do it in a very specific way. Still looks like James we have a question.
All right, Tony, we do have our first question, and this is from Elise. She had asked, how often should we be rewarding kids for conquering their challenge?
Oh, Elise asked how often we should reward kids for conquering their challenge. Now, every business does this different, right? So I'm going to give you my perspective with the complete understanding that you can say, hey, Tony, that's cuckoo bananas. But let me tell you why I think it's important, okay? And why I don't think it's cuckoo bananas. I think the kids should be rewarded every day, at least twice a day. And here's the reason why. And it should not be a ceremony. It should be something that's simple and in the moment, okay? So I have little Timmy, and Timmy conquers his strength challenge, right? He does it today. And I'm like, oh my goodness, great job. And I give him a badge and I say, okay, go on to the next thing. Now the person behind Timmy is like, oh, I want that badge. By doing it in the moment instead of saving it for a ritual at the end, right? I've actually acknowledged the thing in the moment. So that child's going to run off and try to do something else in the moment to earn another badge. So now they're inspired, they're motivated, but also the person behind Timmy or all of Timmy's friends are now like, oh, I could earn a badge there. Now, if I have badge opportunities throughout my day, every time they go to a new space, they're going to be like, what are we going to earn? Right? And that what are we going to earn is oh my goodness, I can't wait to participate. I cannot wait to grow. I cannot wait for my challenge. Now, if I put them all at the end of the day and I give everybody one, right? I don't get that motivation, that excitement, that engagement factor in the moment that inspires them to grow right here, right now in a meaningful way. What's more than that is if I put it at the end, it becomes this big ceremony. I kind of want it to be something a little bit small. So if they don't earn their badge, oh, that's okay. You'll get a chance to earn it on the next station or the next station or the next station. So there's my perspective on it. I could write, I could talk about it for a long time, but there's my shorthand for it. Okay, we got to get to our first thing. So the way that we talk about our structure inside of camps, okay, we're going to go a little bit different. Instead of saying, oh my goodness, I'm going to go to floor and I'm going to be there for 40 minutes. Try it this way instead. Try to take bite-sized station rotations, 10, 15 minutes, right? Where what you're doing is a focused mini action, okay? So for example, the best way you can do this is keep it going with your theme. So we've got a superhero theme here. And I got my little badge band, and I'm gonna try to get rewards throughout this. And today we're gonna be Bat Brian. It's Batman Day, okay? So I've got my Batman theme. I'm going to pull up my day, and here is my itinerary. The first thing that I need to do is my warm-up, okay? So let's get after it. Okay, here's my first warm-up idea. Whenever you do a warm-up exercise, right, it's got to be running. You got to do running stuff, right? So here's a creative way to get your running exercise engaged with your theme. My day is Batman. So I want a Batman running theme. This is how I'm going to get kids in. I'm going to get them running. I'm going to pretend that this is the streets of Gotham, and I've got my sliders, which are my Batmobiles, right? I'm going to put my hands down, and I could make a whole course out of this, right? Right? You could do it with it on your feet. You could do it with on your booty. You could do it any way that you want to, right? But these are my Batmobile sliders. I'm going to take it through the streets of Gotham. You always want to start with something that just wears them out a little bit, right? So here's an idea of a themed warm-up that's super easy to put up and super easy to take down. And you can use other equipment too, right? Okay, so that's your running thing. After you do your running thing, now you got to do your pregame ritual. I love pregame rituals. This is where you do your rules of the gym, whatever it is. You got to do that right at the front. Okay, the rules of camp. Do it and then split into classes, okay, or into your groups. Now, we're in our groups after our pregame ritual, and we got to go to our next action station. So I really like thinking of action stations, right, as things that I wish that I had time to focus on in class if I had a whole lot of time, right? So over here, I've got a setup. It's just rolling. It's just rolling. So instead of a full rotation schedule of floor, where you might do handstands and cartwheels and bridges and forward rolls and backward rolls, just do one thing dedicated to rolling. Because goodness knows you can figure out enough fun activities just for rolling, right? So over here, you know, I got a hot spot here and I got the mat. I can do donkey kicks into my rolls, right? I've got another little one. Sometimes I'll just throw out a whole bunch of these awesome little wedge mats. I'll just throw them everywhere and say, okay, for 2 minutes, everybody just go roll on something, right? Because you actually have the time to do something that's kind of dedicated and focused like that. We got our booster blocks right here. Oh, I'm gonna tip it down so you can see it a little bit better. There it is. Okay, cool. I got a couple here. So, you know, you can practice your turtleback shapes, right? So that's another station, okay? You do your ninja rolls here. You do your backward rolls. Oh, this is one of my favorite things to do. Set up a block, right? Where I kind of Velcroed all this together. Well, let's be honest. James did it for me. He's really nice. Okay, so I've got these blocks over here. And I can do rolls over the blocks just to make it a game, right? Or I go, okay? Or I can do a front flip exercise, right? So all of this is rolling, right? And since this is all super engaging, well, what a great way to spend 15 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. Let's see what I got. I got 15 minutes, okay? No, 10 minutes. 10 minutes on a rolling game, right? Now, you can imagine, I don't really have to change much for this to become a cartwheel station, where for 10 or 15 minutes, all I do is cartwheels, right? So I've got these. Shift it over, right? I can just make sure I'm going from one foot to the other, switching feet, right? Oh, I just add one of my build-a-block or a build-a-mats, right? Shift this to the side a little bit. Now I have a cartwheel station here. Oh, my hands were wrong, right? I love doing cartwheels over any of the wedge mats, especially for little ones, because you can really work on starting on one foot and landing on the other, right? And you can have them go the other way, so it's got to be a little bit higher, right? And then you can actually tip it up, and they can try their cartwheels going one way and not knock it down, right? Or going the other way and not knock it down. Super good. So you can see that with all of this stuff, I didn't really have to change much. Maybe add one thing or take one thing away. And now my rolling station is an awesome cartwheel station. And I can hang out here for a long time, because I wouldn't be able to do that if this was a class, right? I only have 10 minutes or 15 minutes for all of floor. So why not take the time and do an action-packed, dedicated moment, all right? But you can't go from action-packed learning setups to action-packed to action-packed to action-packed. So you got to gamify some of these. These got to be straight games, okay? So that's when we get into some other ones. Uh-oh, you know what's coming. Coming over here. Okay, now, these are the slanted ninja steps. They're awesome, right? And obviously I love them because, you know, I'm the ninja guy. But so most people would think, hey, I'm going to use them like this. Bing, bing, bing. That's the way that they were really designed to be used. But they have so many other uses, right? Where you can just do running games at the beginning. Okay, in fact, I think on the second day for this camp, it's Wonder Woman, and we're practicing super fast running exercises for the warm-up part of it, where you run to it, you touch it with a different part of your body, and then you go back. Yeah, or you jump off of it with one foot, jump off of it with the other foot, Jump off or jump onto it and stay. And just stay there. Okay? Turn around in circles. Right? Donkey kicks. Donkey kicks on one foot. Switching kicks. Right? So you've got this one setup. And sure, it could be a little ninja thing. Or you could take 10 or 15 minutes and play a game. Or it's great for your preschool. Yeah? So I could set this up for my camp. And you know what? My preschool class is going to come and run through it too. What? That's perfect. Right? So then I don't even have to interrupt my classes because whatever it is that is my setup, it's just a little bite-sized something. And everybody in the gym can move through it. Yeah? Okay. We got more stuff. Ooh, here's one of my favorite ones that not a lot of people think of. Like, it's easy to think of, okay, well, we want a handstand setup. We want a rolling setup or a cartwheel setup, right? Those are the things that come to mind a little bit easier, things on bars, whatever. This one I love. It's super different, and it's one of my favorites. Ready? Okay. I think every single camp, I think every single class should probably do this, but every single camp should teach the difference, especially if you are in tumbling, if you are in cheer, if you are in gymnastics, even if you're in ninja. Teach kids the difference between jumping and punching. I feel like we do that, but we don't get enough time to do it in the recreational setup, all right? So one of the things inside of here are punching drills, okay, where you take dedicated time to figure out how to teach kids the difference between bending your knees and jumping and punching, right? So I got these hot spots. I mean, you got all these different punching games that you can do on it, right? Where you get your plyo, trying to figure out how to do those. You could set up so many games with this, right? You could take 10 minutes of your class every day, rotate 3 groups through, and have one of them be ninja slanted steps, punches, handstands, right? That's awesome. I mean, I've got maybe 20 by 20 square feet here, and I could easily run 3 groups inside of this for a half hour in this space, right? And I bet if I took a minute to go have a snack and somebody ran out here, they could leave this equipment here and shift it all around, and it would be a new set of 3 focuses. Isn't that awesome? And then every single day, they're going to be like, boom, boom, boom. They're going to learn stuff, the good stuff. Okay, James really liked this exercise. So I got to make sure that I show this one. Okay, this is my favorite punching drill. This is a total sidestep. You can use this right now. You don't even need this for camp. This is just kind of like a ninja slanted step hack. Okay, we'll get the hula hoop out. If you didn't know, the Velcro on this stuff is crazy good. Okay, check this out. Whoa. I'll do you one better. You ready? Okay, now let's take it one step further. Ready? This is your game. This is your punching game. This is for vault. Okay? What you're going to do, you got to go over the hoop, then you got to land in the hoop. Make sure you're doing your short circle, punching that, right? So you come over here, you do your short circle, punch, land in it. What? Now, make it a game. That was a little bit more than I think I bit off more than I could actually chew there. Okay, so you could scoot it way back like that. Okay, if you hit at the bottom of it, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. You can hit it with all your weight, but if you hit at the top, it does move. Okay, so always at the bottom. Now, I have my team kids. All of them choose a hoop. And then they play a game. How far can they move it back? Okay, super good for minis, right? All of your minis, because the next thing, we just actually got a mini track, right? So our next step is they've chosen their hoop. They take their hoop and set it in front of the mini track. Nothing about their technique changes. everything stays the same. They take the hoop over there. They feel like they own the hoop. They feel brave. They feel super courageous. Okay, this is a good opportunity to talk about bravery, right? One of your courses is going to be something that scares somebody. So they're going through their course. They're super excited. They make it happen. They grab their courage badge. Well, we grab their courage badge and we put it right on there for them, right? Going through the rest of it, you're going to have a skill challenge. Maybe it's cartwheel. Maybe it's handstand. That's going to be another 10-minute section, right? You've got agility, you've got running, you've got all these different things. Each one can be made important, and you can change up the focus. And guess what? You've got your skill challenge. Pull off your skill badge, throw it on there. Every day, they're going to try and earn as many of these badges as they can to follow the stuff that's happening inside of that curriculum that you made for them, okay? Now, this one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, really. Over here, we've got a bunch of running drills, right? Imagine if you're running a gymnastics camp and you get to tell the parents, right? We're going to teach your kid how to run. We're going to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we're going to do running drills, right? This doesn't have anything to do with floor or bars or anything. This is just something that kids need to learn. So you should take 10, 15 minutes of your day and do running and agility, okay? So over here, there's a whole bunch of stuff we do where you can crawl through one of these hoops. I think this stuff is maybe Flag House or Gopher Sports. They're amazing, okay? So we'll do a lot of games. This is the agility part of it, or maybe they have to figure out a way to get through it. I'm a little bit bigger than I think what this was designed for, so I'm gonna kind of go this way. We'll see how it goes. Try to get through. Oh, okay, that worked out pretty well. Okay, then over here, you can do punching drills, or you can set this higher and higher and just try to get them to jump over. You know, they could do 1-foot jumps. Whoa! All of these things are, of course, going to build their running skills. And then if you have little hurdlers, bump, 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 bump. Now you can also take some of these other things that you've been using throughout the day and add these to it too, right? So now you've got hurdlers over your fun sticks, over these. Ooh. Man, that felt good. Check it out. I put it at the end like that. Now I can run and stick. Yeah, so I'm running over all these. Stick. Whoa! I tried, okay? Yeah, so taking stuff, borrowing it, and putting it in other places, right? That could also be my balance, a balance station. So if I have, in the beginning of my day, I have these bite-sized action stations, and I'm using that for handstands, right? Maybe I'm practicing starting and finishing on 1 foot. Well, I pick that up, put it over in my running station or my balance station. Look at that. Works in both places. Now over here, I've got the running station. Woo! And we got the big ticket item. You know what? I think we need to go all the way over here to be able to see what this actually is. Okay. This thing is awesome. This is the tumble track transition bed. Oh my goodness. Here's one of the reasons why I think this perfectly exemplifies what we're talking about today. Okay? A tumble track, great for tumbling. Super good. The best, right? You put this transition bed, now it's a game. Now it's agility. Now it's for preschoolers. Now it's for your team kids. Now it's for all the things, right? This is one of my favorites. We got the sticky manipulatives on there. And the kids go through this, right? And then they say their letters and their numbers. So it looks like this. N, 8, Q, 2, 7, Y, heart, 6, safety stick. And then maybe we do our running and agility on the way back, okay? We didn't even tumble, right? You could do a whole nother section of your day dedicated to, you know, jumps with shapes, right? Jumps with shapes, tuck jumps, straddle jumps, pike jumps, all those things, right? Well, you could go to the tumble track twice because you gamified your first trip, right? Isn't that awesome? And that's because we took our tumble track and we switched out our bed to be this transition bed. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's say I went through my course and it was really fun, but I got some kids that are just a little bit ninja, right? They're a little ninja. So now what I'm going to do is say, you crushed it. Let's time you, okay? Let's make this a time challenge. You got to hit every single one. Then you got to run through the course. Then you got to sneak through it, right? Well, then you're going to earn your speed or lightning badge, okay? Whoever has the best time, or maybe you have a time that they have to conquer, pop it right there. Go try it again. Go show me again, okay? Now, I told you this before. I think it's so true. You can do strength challenges and have your kids be stoked about conquering their strength challenge when they can earn a badge. Every day, you can have a different strength challenge. And every day, they're going to turn themselves purple to earn this badge, right? Every day, they're going to try and sort this out. So this is the thing that encourages, inspires, gets them really stoked about all the stuff that they're going to do in class using all of these things, right? This is the vehicle, okay? Structures, rewards, ways for coaches to engage with the kids, right? Let's think about this. You know, you could give a child a t-shirt for a camp, but what you really want to do is you want to build a relationship. Yeah? The t-shirt, once again, is like your equipment, is like your stuff. What you want is to create a system, a structure in which parents, kids, watch you go above and beyond. Watch you do something that is crazy amazing that their kids talk about forever, right? This is where those little things come in, like great themes, like bite-sized little moments where your kids, every time they go to, sorry, looks like I'm getting a little droopy here. Here we go. Pull this back up. You know, every time your kids are in the gym, if they're going to play a game, if they're going to do an activity, if they're going to earn a badge, if they're going to connect with a character, or, you know, maybe you're doing Wizard Week or Magic Week, man, those are the things. Those are the pieces that are going to make an impact. They're going to tell people that we go above and beyond, and then they're going to tell other people, hey, these guys go above and beyond. All right? Okay, so rolling stations, handstand stations, cartwheel stations. We didn't talk about sticking stations. Can you imagine? You do 10 minutes where you just do sticking. And kids would love it. Oh, they'd freak out. Like, oh, can we just go play a sticking game for 20 minutes? Right? And they're gonna feel like that about all your stations. Okay? Running, strength station, punching stations. Yeah? Mini games. Okay? Any of these. I think you could see how any of these could turn easily into a mini game. Right? Look at this floor. This is nuts. Look at this. Look at all this stuff. This is great. And any of it could be turned into a game at any time. Yeah? Okay. The last thing about why structures are important. When you have structures that are important and themes, you make your coaches experts. When coaches are experts, right? Because they understand, like, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that, I'm going to do that. And you train them, and they're well trained, then they get to be themselves inside of that structure, right? They're going to follow their roadmap. And because it's so clear to them what their responsibilities are in the moment, they're going to go through it with confidence and as themselves. Now that, full circle, is what's going to make them want to work for you, not just in the summer. That's what's going to make them want to work for you 2 days a week, 3 days a week, which is all you really need, right? I mean, that's huge. You get 3 employees for 2 days a week, right? This is a big shift. And then they tell all their friends, you got to go work for this place, man. You got to go work for this place. You play around with kids and you get to be yourself and you get to be super awesome and have fun. You just play games all day. Now you got a line of people who all would rather work for you than go to Burger King, right? I mean, that's who you're competing with. You're competing with Taco Bell. So your goal is to be better than Taco Bell. That seems like a pretty good standard to set for yourself, okay? So that's how we take these themes, these structures, which aren't just good for kids, which isn't just good for gymnastics, which isn't just good for safety, right? But it makes an impact. Kids are going to walk around with these things and be like, well, I got to tell you about this strength challenge thing I did. It was pretty awesome. You should go and you should try to do it and see if you're as strong as I am, right? And they're going to spread that story everywhere. And it just, everything changes because you bought stuff that you can use throughout your entire space that creates an impact. And you created a system or a structure that allows your coaches to feel awesome, confident, make your parents feel like you've gone above and beyond. Okay. This is awesome. This is the thing that I made that I'm super stoked because I looked at all of the ways that you can find a connection for what you're doing and how you're doing it inside of your business. This is a way you can find it. Launching today, achievesleeve.com. Okay. Here's what happens when you get it. When you grab this thing, it's $125. You get this complete package for a week of how you can hang out with Bat Brian and Spider Mark and Wonder Wendy and Blake Widow and yeah, the Incredible Hank. He's pretty awesome. Okay. So you hang out with all of them and guess what? Not only does it say, here's what your stations should be, it tells you what kind of crafts you should do inside to relate to those, like what we talked about with the Batmobile through Gotham, right? So there's crafts that really, and themes that get infused, okay? I think my favorite is for the Incredible Hank. You're gonna paint a bunch of bricks, you're gonna stack it up in an obstacle course, and then you're gonna break through the bricks at the end of your obstacle course. So you're gonna take whatever craft you have and you're actually gonna incorporate it into your day so that it really is a superhero camp. You're not just painting something, let it dry, and then, you know, hope they go home with it. And if they don't, you throw it away. No, make something and then really make it a part of their day. Bring it into the gym and find a way to engage with that thing. All those fun ideas inside of this camp. And guess what? When you buy that, you also get 10 of these cool little badge bands and badges with it. All right. That's all my stuff. All right. Make sure you're thinking about this stuff now. And if there's anything about your experience, you can always find me either at ninjamonkeygym.com or achievesleeve@gmail.com. You can always find me and ask more questions. We're going to go into a Q&A here in a minute, but I'm going to make you one last offer, and that is, if you sign up for the Ninja Monkey Gym program, I'm going to throw this stuff in. I'm going to throw, you just automatically get the superhero camp. You automatically get your badge bands. It's going to be awesome. Okay. That's my stuff. I see Kelly is there, and I'm really excited to pass the torch and say, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I can't wait to talk to you more in just a minute.
Tony, I think I can speak for everyone and say that that was such an awesome presentation. Snaps to you. It was so engaging. I know I took a lot away from it, and I'm hoping you did as well. So as you mentioned, we are going to go ahead and move right into our Q&A portion of the event. You can go ahead, as you have been doing such a good job at, continue to drop your questions into the chat. We're going to try to get to as many as possible. Tony will be taking questions, as well as James, our fearless leader from Tumble Track, is also on set to take any product questions that you may have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to them.
Hello. Oh, sorry, that was loud.
All right, Tony. So we've had a lot of great questions come up during the whole presentation.
Whoa. Hi, Jen.
So as Kelly said, thank you so much.
Shay.
That was amazing.
April, nice to see you. Hello.
So we will try to go through all these questions. We'll get as many as we can. We're going to try to limit it to about 10, 15 minutes. And then we will hand it over to Kelly, where she's going to kind of finish everything off and go through our special drawing. So the first one, let's see, let's just try and come all the way back. Thank you everyone for
Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Carmen, Elise.
all right. So I love this one. Catherine, she had asked, how long is the recommended camp? Are they like an all-day camp or a few hours?
You know, this is one of the magical questions, right? And one of the challenges that we face as like program directors and managers is trying to figure out, well, what do our clients want? Right? What we did last year is not what we did this year. And it's going to be true that no matter what, your business is going to have to make whatever choices are best for you. I will say that the structure that I created was for an entire week of camp that is a 6-hour camp, right? This seems to be like, this is what most people do, 9 to 3, give or take, you know, half hour, 15 minutes on either side. So just kind of hit the middle with, for me, I feel like you're either trying to get kids who need to be active for at least 3 hours, so half-day camps do really, really well, or you're getting the parents who are looking for, what's my school substitution, right? I'm a working parent, and I need to make sure that they're in a fun, engaging, safe, nurturing environment where maybe they're going to learn something, because I'm going to go to work and I'd rather not pay for a babysitter. So you always, my opinion is, you always want to make sure that you have something available for that group of clients. So you might as well build out a full structure and then figure out how to chop it up either into single days or to half days, if you feel like your clients are really interested in doing that.
Wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I had seen earlier another question, and it was, how do you group your kids? Is it based on age or is it based on agility or ability?
You know, super great question. I say they got to have buddies. They got to have friends. They've got to go through the experience together, and it has to be a social experience. Now, sometimes a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, they get on famous together, and you're just like, yep, you're fine. You know, or a 9-year-old and a 14-year-old, sometimes that's the case. But the two things that are usually the buddy determining factor is age and ability. And if you get too far apart on those, then the result isn't necessarily that one of the kids, well, it may be the result is that one of the kids is going to get a less than experience because of that. But the true consequence is they're not going to have a friend. If they don't have a friend, then they're not going to make the assumption that they had fun at your business. They're going to tie it to, well, I didn't have any buddies there. It doesn't matter how good your structure is or how great your equipment is or how nice your front desk is. If they don't have a friend, they're probably not going to want to come back.
Very good. Alyssa had asked, are the courage bands or badges Velcro? How do those work?
Ooh.
And I think while we do this, we're going to take a little field trip over to the power launch.
Let's do it.
Everyone is looking at the power launch.
So we're going to come over there. Oh, hello. Can you see us better now? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me tilt this way just a little bit. Hi, Kelly. Okay, so these are crazy cool. These are our badges on these Achieve sleeves. They're like super stickers. Okay, so it's kind of like, well, I mean, it's like a sticker, but it's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more substantial, and it goes onto these fabric things, and you press it for 5 seconds, and it's there. It doesn't go anywhere. And you can actually take this off. You can turn it inside out. You can wash it. Okay, so we've had kids who have worn these for a year, just filled the whole thing up. We got longer ones, they fill the whole things up. It's just adhesive. It's a very, very special kind. This is actually patent pending. And so it's what we do inside of our Ninja program to make sure that kids get the opportunity every single day to earn badges, to get recognized for the challenges that they conquered, and then also to communicate with parents like, hey, you know, Timmy, I don't know why it's Timmy, but today it's just a Timmy day, okay? Timmy is doing so great in class, but what I really want to tell you is for the first time, he conquered his strength challenge. It was super awesome. We can't wait to see him again next week. So it's like this great engagement tool where coaches get the chance to become master communicators with parents. Thank you for asking. This is you can find these at achievesleeve.com. You can learn more about it there.
Awesome. Carmen had asked, how big is the ideal group for your classes? What is the ratio that you guys try to keep it at?
Well, we're a boutique gym. Okay, so we're about 8,000 square feet. And because of that, we like to do two things. We like to lower our ratio and up our prices. So we have smaller groups and then a few more of them rotating through the gym with super well-trained, beautiful, fabulous coaches. So we like 6 to 1. Now, if you had a lot more space, like for example, we don't even have a full regulation floor. We're just kind of a few feet short. But if you got 2 floors, you got 3 floors inside your gym, you're not living the same life that we are, right? You've got more space, right? So you could probably have 8 kids, even up to 10. I've certainly run camps up to 10. I've run team camps up to 12. You know, check in with your insurance company, make sure you're doing what's correct for that. But my ideal, honestly, is 6. Because then I feel like I'm like a little pod and I can zip around and hide into places and really follow this concept. But totally works with 8. That's what we used to do a couple years ago, and it was fabulous.
That's awesome. So actually, kind of sticking with that, people had asked about pricing.
Sorry, couldn't help it. Sticking. Okay.
Some people had asked about prices. How do you guys price out your camp?
I mean, you got to do research in your area. You got to figure out what it is that you can charge, that you feel like people will say yes to. There's 2 things that I would say. Make sure that when you are doing your research, look at other children's activity experiences, not just gymnastics. Specifically, I love looking at swim. I love looking at dance. Obviously, cheer does a good job, but you want to, or tennis, check out a tennis camp, right? And not one that's run by necessarily a rec program or a state-funded program, because those price points are always going to skew. But if you can find like a tennis camp in your area that's run by a club, I bet you're going to find a price that's really interesting that you might be able to work with. The biggest thing that I would say is, what's the value? What are you doing that makes it so that when kids come to your camp, it's something different. It's something a little bit extra. If you're doing that, well, then obviously you should look at everybody else and go, I should be above that. If you are finding a way to have a really efficient structure, then you should have an efficient price.
Great. Thank you. Let's do 3 more questions and then we'll hand it back over to Kelly. Shay had asked, how often do you repeat themes?
Oh, this is great. We were just talking about this the other day. I really love this superhero theme. And it's so fun, and we're already sold out on that camp. We've been sold out on that camp for 3 weeks. You know, we posted it and we're going to run it and it's going to be great, but I don't have any spots left. So that makes me feel like, and there's a wait list on it. I could have run a second one and people who didn't go to the first one would get a chance to go to it, or people who went to the first one could just go to the second one because they know they love it, right? If I was to think of my ideal scenario, I'd say, well, I'm going to run camps for 8 weeks. I could probably repeat every theme once. So you could probably get away with 4 themes over the course of the summer. That would be my suggestion. Right now at Gemini, we're doing a circus theme inside of who we are and what we do. We're going to go on a little field trip because I think it totally helps, right? We got balloons everywhere. We've got all this stuff, right? And I'll say that it's awesome, but it hasn't had the same impact as like magic. Like magic is amazing. So you're going to find some themes are better at repeating than others.
Excellent. Do the sleeves come in different colors?
Ooh, well, what we have found is that a gray sleeve makes the badges more important. And if you change the color of the sleeve, the badges become less important. The color of the sleeve becomes more important. Now, that being said, we do have sleeves that have a different topper on it. And those toppers work like the martial arts system. So you get a yellow sleeve once you fill up your yellow sleeve, then you get a red sleeve. And then once you fill that up, you get a black sleeve. And so you can take your curriculum and match it into those colors. And then starting in, I think 6 months, we're going to make topper colors in the full rainbow. So that if your business was like, hey, we're blue, like that's just who we are, that's what we do, we're going to make sure you have a blue chief sleeve available. But then the rest of the sleeve does stay gray so that the badges are important.
Wonderful. And our last question we're going to go into, Jacqueline had asked, what would you say are the main differences in planning or leading camps versus rec classes?
Oh, so good. Because this is where I get the chance to say, don't change much. Don't do it. Because what you're really trying to do, you're really winning if a kid comes to camp and it feels like a bigger, better, longer version of your classes. If it feels different, you're selling 2 products. And then your conversion is what becomes challenging. Converting class to camp and converting camp to class should be an obvious switch, right? If they're in classes and they are going to travel or whatever over the course of the summer, and they only want to be in for like a week, well, you want that conversion to be super simple. Like, oh my goodness, we have to take a week, right? And the other way around. If camps are like this, I can only imagine what classes are. If camps are all these themes and parties and games and all these things, but then your classes are like, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, like you should probably up your game on the classes. You should probably start incorporating themes and games and engaging opportunities like badge bands and things like that. So you're creating those same connections.
That's wonderful. Well, Tony, thank you. We're going to hand it back over to Kelly. But before we do, we have one ask because we do have some giveaways.
Okay.
So can you pick 3 random numbers between 1 and 300?
1 and 300 random numbers. Okay, I got to do number 3. That's my family number. I got 3 boys. I got so number 3. That's 1. 127. No idea why. It's just a good number. And then let's see, 214.
All right. All right. Well, on that, we will hand it back over to Kelly.
This has been awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much, everybody. This has been an absolute joy. Go find some fun.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, everybody, for those awesome questions. This has been such an engaging hour, and I'm sure you all feel the same as well. Before we wrap up today's presentation, I did want to take a moment to introduce you to our amazing sales team. This is Shelly and Jen, our sales experts. If you have worked with Tumble Trek in the past, there is a good chance you have had the opportunity to work with them. Their emails are listed here. So if you have any product questions from today, go ahead and email them. You can also call them via phone, or our website does have a live chat feature in the bottom left corner, and you can live chat them as well. Before we do the giveaway, I did want to have a reminder. Make sure if you are not already following us, that you go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok, subscribe to us on YouTube, as well as like us on Facebook. We do a weekly series with Tony called Homnastics. If you have not heard of it, it is awesome and so much fun with great content. So make sure to check that out every Wednesday. We are going to move into the much anticipated $250 gift certificate drawing. I have everybody that registered here in this bucket. So the way that it's going to work is I will draw a name. If you are present, please, and I call your name, please unmute yourself and let me know that you are here. If you are unable to mute yourself, go ahead and just flag me down in the chat as much as possible. I'll give you a few moments to be able to kind of let me know that you're here. If I draw a name for somebody who is not present, I will wait a few moments, as I said, and then I will unfortunately move on and draw another name. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Do we have a Misty from Houston Gymnastics Academy present? Misty? Yay, looks like she is here. Congratulations, Misty. I will go ahead and send you an email with those details. Thank you so much for not only signing up, but showing up as well. Before I send you all on your way, thank you so much from our team at Tumble Trek, as well as Coach Tony. Thank you for coming to our live virtual event. We do have 3 more of these events throughout the summer, and you can see our current lineup at the website www.tumbletrek.com/events. Thank you so much, Coach Tony, for taking the time out of your day for all of this wonderful material. Thank you so much for Gemini Gymnastics for willing to host this event in your beautiful facility. The copy of this event will be emailed shortly this afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. And like I said, stay tuned for more virtual events coming up. Thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.